We know that security begins with layers of protection, and an alarm certainly is a layer of protection. The doors and the windows need to be reinforced. The doors themselves need to be solid core. Generally a fireproof or steel door is most effective, one that doesn't have any windows. And then the windows themselves, of course, need to be locked, and there's shatter guard type window film that is always another layer of protection in the windows themselves that prevents the bad guy from breaking the window and getting in most cases. But here is door security brace. You might see door security plates or door security bars, but ultimately this is door reinforcement. And the idea behind the On Guard is that it's mounted on the floor, and it prevents the bad guy from kicking in the door. So the door is locked. This is on the floor, and the bad guy will have a hard time ever opening that door with this thing in place. And I'll show you more about how it works and how to install it shortly. So here is a better look at the On Guard door security brace. Stops intruders in their tracks. It's made by Global Security Experts, and you can see there's their website right there, Global Security Experts. And this device right here is about 10 inches long, as you see, and it's looks like 2.5 inches wide, and this is about 3 inches tall. And as you can see, these holes are designed for these screws. Looks like 3-inch screws, and so it comes with a pilot bit that you drill into the floor right in front of the door, and then these screws go in with your screw gun. And it also comes with a Phillips head bit. It's a thicker, flatter Phillips head bit so that it won't strip these screws. That's a nice feature that they provide that for you. Now the device right here, it's made out of an alloy steel. You're not going to break this. This isn't gonna shatter right there. So this is obviously on the floor and fits in like that. And you can see that. I mean, there's just no play there. It's just, this thing just isn't going anywhere. This thing up against the door is going to prevent the bad guy from kicking in your door. This is a really nice piece of craftsmanship. It was invented by a guy named Jordan Frankel. He is known as the Security Sensei, and there's his contact information. Had a few nice conversations and email exchanges with him. Guy's the real deal, knows what he's doing. So check out his products online. See Jordan Frankel at globalsecurityexperts.com. Alright, let's see how this thing works. Okay, so this is my door, my solid core door. As you can see, it's a 3-foot wide door. It has a peephole on it, no windows. That door as is pretty strong, but the problem with a door like this is that the only thing that prevents the bad guy from kicking it in is well, those two locks. And if you take a good look at what's going on here, it's really just that, and that is really only what separates you from the bad guy in the course of a home invasion. Looking at the strike plate, bad guy, when he kicks hard enough, right, could easily push this thing out of its spot and break all this. This easily can be broken. I mean, there's really not much right there keeping the bad guy from kicking in your door. And while the second lock, the doorknob, is an extra layer of security. If I, put on some good boots and threw my 200-pound frame up against this door, a bunch of quick kicks, I don't think it'd take me more than a minute or two to break this thing through. And while some suggest, putting nice deep screws, 4-inch screws right here to go deeper into the stud will slow the bad guy down, it might do that. But the screw itself is maybe only an eighth of an inch thick, and it's just not going to take much for the bad guy to break your door in. So let's install the door security brace from On Guard. So this is the On Guard up against my door, and what I'm going to do is mark the floor where it's going to end up going. I'll pull the On Guard away, and then I'll drill my pilot holes. And it's important to kind of put your hand on it, put a little bit of pressure on it with the top part in place. You're going to mark the floor with a black marker or any color marker. Pencil on a hardwood floor doesn't really come out. Just mark it, right? And once it's all marked, and you can see, there's my marks. And then I'll drill those pilot bits. Alright, so here we go, drill those pilot bits. Let's go right into the subflooring, like that's going deep. Alright, there you go. Okay. Alright, good. So some people might say, you know, do I really want to drill into my hardwood floors? Well, do you really want some home invader kicking in your door and doing bad things to you and your family? No. So now what I'll do is I'll clean this out, I'll put this back in place, and then I'll drill through. Once you've drilled your pilot holes, next thing to do is start your screws by hand. Just kind of get them turned in so they're all generally in place, all relatively started. Maybe turn them a couple of times with the screw gun. Right? What you don't want to do is get one in all the way, because then you end up with one offset, and then you have to start all over again. You got to start drilling new holes. So this way, you get them started. All right? You know, it is wood, and there's no absolutes here. All right, started. Start it as straight as possible. All right, see that? Get them started. Okay. And then the last one. Now on your drill, you probably have a setting for 1 or 2. 2 is low. I'm sorry, 1 is low. So now it's alright, not all the way down with that one, but I'm close. Not all the way down, but close. What's nice about this bit and these screws is he's got a nice fat, so they don't skip and they don't strip. Nice job, Jordan Frankel.